Happy Sunday, guys. Today we're going to talk about something that I printed out a long time ago. But I think today is the perfect day to discuss it. Oops, let me see. Happy Saturday, guys. Happy Saturday. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day. My hair is getting lighter and lighter as I get in the pool. I think I'm gonna go get my purple and rub it on because I don't know, this is a little out there. Isolated before elevation. And this is a question that I'm asking myself as of why I've been isolated for like a year and a half now. And someone, actually a subscriber, Larry, told me, you know, what you're describing that you're going through is in the Bible. He said, the Cave of Adullam. I don't know if I'm saying that right. The Cave of Adullam. He said, look it up and read on it and let me know what you think about this. And I started researching and reading about the Cave of Adullam, which talks about how God isolates people to prepare them to become leaders. The same way in the Bible, God took some people and isolated them before they received the throne, right? So we're gonna talk about it. Why are leaders isolated before elevation? Which resonates a lot with me. I've been here a year and a half, and I feel like I've been in a spiritual boot camp for a year and a half. When I say spiritual boot camp, I mean everything was stripped away from me. I was removed from my environment, removed from my business, removed from my properties, removed from everything. I came to a whole different state. I used to live in New York now, and I'm in Arizona, a whole different state where I don't know anyone. Everything is new, absolutely everything. I'm from the weather, the house, the neighborhood, absolutely everything. And before I came here, if you look back at my videos, you will see I had an urge to go inside a cave, which I did. The video should be somewhere in my channel, maybe 2 years ago. Before I started my spiritual awakening, I went inside a cave, and it was nerve-wracking. So let me tell you guys about my experience. So I started having dreams, and one of those dreams, I woke up saying enchanted. And I was like Googling, like, what is enchanted, whatever. There was actually a place that was called Enchanted in New York, like an hour away from my house, which I drove there. Really interesting experience. It was a private property. I didn't, how would I explain it? It was private. I couldn't be in there. But since I had the dream, I wanted to go in there and see. So I went in there and I was like exploring around, and somebody is like, you shouldn't be here. This is private property, blah, blah, blah. And it was actually what do you call it? A medieval place? It was a medieval place where they do like these festivals every year. I didn't know that. It's a place, Hi Demba. It's a place where you can go there and have this like medieval festival. It's called medieval something. But anyways, I was roaming around this place, right, because of this dream that I had, enchanted. And me and my daughter, because my daughter came with me, we walked, and there were a bunch of people there, and the people were like, you shouldn't be here, blah, blah, blah. They called the owner. They were like threatening to call the cops, and I was just standing there like, what's going on? And one of the ladies told me, you need to get out of here because the floor, the ground, she said, it opened, and we're trying to solve the problem. Very weird. But anyways, after that, I had an urge to go inside a cave. I've never been inside a cave. So I Google where is a cave near me. From New York, there was a park. I forgot the name of the park. There's a park that I went to that I actually have videos of me going inside the cave. So I probably told you the name of the park in that video. If you go back like a year back, you'll see it. Um, so the going inside the cave was very nerve-wracking for me. Why did I want to go inside a cave? I have no idea why I wanted to go inside a cave. It was so nerve-wracking. I went to this park. There was a cave. They're like, oh yeah, there's a cave there. I couldn't go. I felt like my heart was coming out of my chest. I felt very nervous. Even though I had flashlights and everything, I couldn't go in. The first day I went, I couldn't go in. Then other time I went and I slowly went inside the cave. I felt so nervous and so nerve-wracking. And there was a little voice that was telling me, if you believe in us, why are you scared? If you believe in us, what makes you think that there's anything harmful in there? So, as I kept walking, I went inside. I didn't stay long. And I asked one of the people who, they were park rangers, and they were telling me, oh, there's nothing inside that cave. Critters and stuff like that, but there's nothing inside the cave. So I believe another time I went and I was like meditating inside the cave. And then I believe a month after that, I moved here to Arizona. So when Larry told me, you should look up the Cave of Adullam, which sounds like something that you're going through, I was like, wow, well, I did physically go inside a cave, and I physically moved here, and I feel like I'm in a spiritual boot camp because all I do is like spiritual stuff here. That's all I do. I have nothing else on schedule. Like I need to find, like now I'm finding more things to do. But for a whole year, I was just here, just meditating, grounding. Today it still feels like spiritual boot camp. It still feels like it. So let's discuss it. Why are leaders isolated before elevation? According to the Bible, right? Isolation before elevation is not accidental in the Bible. It is a divine pattern God uses to form leaders who can carry authority without corruption. And I really hope my phone doesn't overheat. Isolation kills the ego before power is given. Power without humility destroys people. David was anointed king in 1 Samuel 16, then hunted like an animal. Stripped of comfort, reputation, and safety. That resonates. God isolates leaders to remove entitlement. Did I feel entitled? Oh, I don't know. So when authority comes, it doesn't become their identity. Isolation breaks dependency on people. Before the cave, David had Samuel's approval, Saul's platform, public praise. Saul unalived his thousands. In the cave, David had no protection, no applauses, no certainty. God removes human support, so leaders learn to hear him clearly. Oh, so God removes you from your environment, right? Because we're going to put it in real life now as of what happened to me. God removes you from your environment so you don't have anyone's support, so that you can rely only on him. And to hear him clearly, right? So all the distractions, the work, the jobs, the employees, everything was removed from me so that I can sit in stillness and be able to hear him. It's a beautiful eagle. Is that an eagle or a hawk? I just saw. Isolation reveals oh wow, there's a huge bird flying over me, guys. Isolation reveals who is truly loyal. In the cave, the people who came to David were distressed, in debt, discontent. 1 Samuel 22:2. These were not impressive people, but they became David's mighty men. God forges real relationship in obscurity, not crowds. And that's very true. Here, I've been in isolation. I got to see from afar who was a real person and who was not. Isolation trains leaders to lead while wounded. David led others while he himself was hurting. I resonate with that also. This teaches compassion over dominance, wisdom over force, emotional intelligence over control. Leaders who never suffer tend to abuse power. Isolation is where character is tested. David had chances to unalive Saul and end the suffering, but he refused. Why? Because authority without character is rebellion. God wanted to see, would David trust timing? Would he seize power or wait? Would he stay clean under pressure? How long did David stay in the cave? The Bible does not give an exact number of days, but we can establish a time frame. And in this case, it's not a cave, but it feels like it because I am here alone. I don't know anyone here. What scripture tells us? David was anointed around age 15 to 17. He became king at age 30. 2 Samuel 5:4. Between anointing and kingship, that was 13 to 15 years. During this time, he moved between caves, Adullam and Gedi and others, lived as a fugitive, led 400 to 600 men, served briefly with the Philistines, I don't know how to say that, was constantly haunted by Saul. Scholarly estimate, David's cave season was 7 to 10 years. Not all in one cave, but all in hidden survival mode. Spiritual truth most people miss. David was already chosen, already anointed, already capable, but he was not yet saved to give power to. So the reason why you feel isolated, the reason why you were removed and stripped from everything, is because there were some things that God needed to prepare you for. And you can only do that in isolation. You were not ready to be given power to. So your calling is instant. Capacity is built over time. So why does this matter today in leadership? God still uses isolation to prepare people. Spiritual leaders, entrepreneurs, healers, visionaries, truth tellers. Isolation today may look like loss of support, delays, financial pressure, being misunderstood, feeling forgotten. But biblically, I can't talk. Biblically, isolation is not rejection. It is refinement. The final takeaway is, if God is hiding you, He is protecting both you and what you're about to carry. So the cave comes before crowns. Silence comes before authority. Hidden season shapes leaders who won't collapse when they're seen. So the reason why you feel isolated is because God is preparing you. He's preparing you for leadership. There's something that you're about to do or about to be given. And this whole time that you've been in isolation, God has been preparing you this whole time. So the Cave of Adullam, if you guys care to know about. Hi. Oh my God, I can hardly see you guys. Hold on. Oh. Let's see, primary, remember me. Hi, Lily. How are you? How are you feeling? Hi, cute world. Oh my gosh, do you remember me? I bookmarks. Bookmarks, you changed your name. So where does the Cave of Adullam appear in the Bible? The Cave of Adullam is found mainly in 1 Samuel 22:1 and 2 Samuels and 1 Chronicles 11:15. 2 Samuels is 23:13. The key verses in 1 Samuel 22 to 1:2 is David therefore departed thence and escaped to the cave Adullam. And when his brethren and all his father's house heard it, they went down thither to him. And everyone that was in distress, and everyone that was in debt, and everyone that was discontent, gathered themselves unto him. Well, this is what's been happening pretty much. I've been here a year and a half, and I've been here helping and advising a lot of people who feel lost, broken, you name it, who need uplifting. So this definitely resonates. So he became a captain over them. So what was happening? David was anointed king, but not yet crowned, right? So maybe you are taking up on a role, but you haven't been crowned yet. You are this, right? In the public eye. King Saul was trying to unalive him. David was hiding, isolated, betrayed, in transition. The cave was not punishment. It was preparation. Spiritual meaning of the Cave of Adullam, a place of hidden preparation. Spiritually, Adullam represents waiting season, hidden growth, God working in silence. You are called but not yet revealed. A gathering place for the broken. Those who came to David were distressed, in debt, discontent. God gathers leaders in caves, not palaces. The cave attracts people who are wounded but chosen. From cave to kingdom, David entered the cave as a fugitive, with fear, with uncertainty. He exited as a leader, with loyal warriors, with authority. Cave transforms identity. That's another thing. For some reason, I feel like I'm here, but soon I'll be moving somewhere. I just don't know where, which is really strange. Adullam is a death of ego. In Hebrew, Adullam is linked to refugee and retreat. Spiritually, pride dies in caves. Dependence on God is forged. The voice of God becomes clear. Most people experience a cave of Adullam season when life collapses unexpectedly, you're misunderstood, your calling feels delayed, you feel hidden, broken, and stripped. This is not abandonment, it is alignment. Before God promotes you publicly, He processes you privately. Caves come before crowns. If you're in Adullam season, ask yourself, what is God removing? Who is being drawn to me? What leadership is forming in silence? What dependence is being built? So I hope this helps you guys. If you feel like you're in isolation, if you feel like everything was taken from you and you were moved from one place to another, just know that you were being prepared for however long you've been in this place. For me, it's a year and a half. For you, it might look different.